Who on earth gets up at this time of the morning? And a warm welcome to one and all. For those of you who have not seen me before, my name is Langers, and I am the little bobblehead sitting in the dark, scruffy trade. And why am I a little bobblehead? Well, I'm not actually, I'm quite a big guy. But I must have a little brain to be getting up at this time, because it is currently not long after 6. And got my coffee, because I need a coffee. And I'm doing a morning star. And what is morning star for those of you who have not been here before? Well, this is a vlog of a journey of seeing if you can build up a small account using essentially one trade to create one wage. Hence the tagline. It's not necessarily a wage, but if you did it long enough, it could build into a pot that could give you a living wage. That's the general idea. But the whole series is based around just the journey of building up. Okay, I was working on this last year with a mechanical system that had been touted around for years, and I just couldn't get it to work. I really couldn't. It would wane, it would be okay, and the only time I could get it to be consistent is when I used kind of chart reading skills. Now, what I found was that if I refined it, stripped everything out a little bit, and then put basic trading skill into it, rather than the way it was peddled, which was basically the flick of a coin at 7 AM, there's something there. But this is a forward test to see if that's correct. And the difference between a forward test and a back test is always, well, you're looking for the perfect situation all the time because you know what to expect. And when you're forward testing, it's into the unknown. So I'm doing this for 50 trades to see what happens and how big it can build up. Okay, so it's not necessarily strategy based, it is just results based. So let me flick the screens on and we'll have a look and we'll see where we're up to. Now it's on a DAX. I suppose you could look at other fast moving markets. I have been asked this, sort of cable, pound JPY, that sort of thing. But it is predominantly the DAX because the DAX has certain characteristics on a morning that suits what I'm trying to achieve. Okay, and up to now, if I just pull up the screen, this is the tracking sheet that I've put in. I run my life on spreadsheets, guys. It has a compounding section, which you'll see the bid increases moving up. Now, eventually this may get caught up to with margin, but at the moment, because we're dealing with pennies, it's okay. And I started with a 500 balance, and over the course of 6 trades, that has grown to 590. It's an 18% increase, which I think is pretty good, and it hasn't lost yet. We had a scratch day where there was no trade because the trade didn't trigger. The analysis was right when we rechecked the chart, but it didn't pick the order up, and well, salivate, that's kind of what happens. Okay, so we're pretty good, and today we're looking at 68p as an entry. I am looking to short this today, and why? Well, you can see it's moving down. It is crunching into a form of a sort of triangle pattern, if you want to call it that. So what I'll do is I'm going to drop this onto a 5 minute. You can see, well, there you are, there's a hammer formation coming in now. It is currently 20 past 6 in the morning, and this is my starter for 10. Now, what I've got to be a bit careful of before 7 AM is spreads and price position. And the spreads widen up, and sometimes the price position doesn't allow you to put an order in within a certain limit of the price. On the DAX, it's within 10 this early on a morning. So I've got to be a little bit careful with that as well. That sort of varies from broker to broker, and sometimes, well, time of day. Sometimes not late on a Sunday night, spreads and etc. are exceptionally wide. But once you hit 7 AM, it all settles down as the markets open up properly, and you kind of go about getting ready for the rest of the week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the camera running as a single shot. When it's ready to go in to sort of place the orders, you'll start seeing them come in, and the idea is to get a minimum of 10 pips before 8 AM, or have a set and forget. That'll give you 10 pips already placed. If nothing's transpired by then and it doesn't trigger, scratch day. Okay, because the idea is to do this around work. Okay, so I'll let it run. I think looking at this, it's going to push up a little bit before it comes down. So I'm just going to have to kind of watch it for a little while, and then I'll make a decision as to where to place my orders. Okay, so see you on the other side. Okay guys, stop me out. Salivate. Can't win them all, but it's all part and parcel of this test. But I was at a risk-free situation at the time, so I still get a little bit of money in the account. And the thing that you need to remember with trading is nothing is yours till it's banked. So you can see your P&L swing from one extreme to the other, and until you actually put it into your broker and then withdraw it from the broker, it doesn't exist. And it's one of the reasons that when I'm trading on my wage account, I often switch the P&L off, so I don't get distracted by it, because the desire to snatch at it is quite a lot, and especially when you start seeing £200 or £300 on the table, your instinct is to grab, and one of the tricks is just switch it off. Anyway, let's have a little look. It's not the best trade in the world, 619, so it didn't even hit my target, so it could be better, especially when it was, well, it was so close to target, it went down and, well, it's rattled away. It may come back to it throughout the day. That's just one of those things. So let's just drop 619 into here. I haven't achieved 10 pips, which is the basic target for it. So my bid, when I do this again, will be staying at 68p. And that's one of the things. Part of your plan is actually your money management. And that money management is not overstretching the account. So it hasn't grown that much today in order to give it a bit of a buffer zone. So I just leave my bid size or your position size. Some people get a bit confused about the way that I speak. I speak in a way that I understand. When you're talking pips, ticks, points, they're all the same thing. They are just a movement of price. When you're talking about bid, lot, price per point, it's just the position size. Okay. Don't get too hung up on terminology. If you understand it, fantastic. Because ultimately, trading is simple. The price is either going to go up or the price is going to come down. And the key word within all of this is price. Doesn't matter how you relate yourself to it, as long as you understand it's either going up or it's going down. Very, very simple. Because I must admit, when I try and explain how trading works and I use some of the terminology, some people look at me sideways. So let's have a little look at this, see where we are. Well, we're still at a 19% increase from 500. We have 100% hit rate of the open trades. And I'm quite pleased because my average pip count is still 23 pips, which is pretty good because my baseline is 10, you know. And as this moves forward, hopefully this might all increase. We'll see. Time will tell. So that's it till tomorrow. We'll take it back on. What you've seen is kind of a mapped out chart. I do map my charts first. I know where the pain threshold is, and I've got a vague idea of where I want it to go. But what I'm trying to do is stay relatively rigid within it. Or I'll rephrase that. Rigid once it passes 8 AM. I don't mind tinkering with the price and one thing and another up to 8. But once it goes past 8, whatever stop is put in place and whatever target is in place, it kind of stays there. And the reason being, if you're going to work or you are at work, you can't look at the chart. So you have to rely on the boundaries that you've set in. And today, the boundary is probably a little bit too tight. I have made little notes on that as I'm going on because I have key levels. I have various operations that I look at. That's kind of what you see in key 101. It's based on the operations that I'm looking to achieve, and the keys are basically the roadmap of the chart. Okay, so let's do this journey again tomorrow. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love and the money will follow. See you all on the next one.